Well, hey, and I just want to welcome you to another Jumpstart video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I just want to give you a quick welcome and introduce myself. My name is Shalisa, and I'm a confidence coach. I actually really wanted to start doing these videos in order to give people some encouragement and just a word that would help them to want to grow and to learn. So I hope that you get a lot out of today's video. And if you are coming back, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here. So today I actually just wanted to talk about the seed that you need in order to begin to sprout in your destiny, right? So if you clicked on this video, you want to know what that seed is. And I'm not even going to make you wait 7 lines until I reveal what the seed is. I'm just going to tell you. The seed that you need is the seed of faith. Okay? Everything that you need for life and godliness is in you. Everything that you need for your next level is inside of you. You just have to believe. Know that you know that what God has promised, He's going to bring it to pass in your life. You have to be the one to know it. You have to be the one to believe, because nobody's going to believe for you, right? So we know, look, God is not a man that He will lie. Okay? And so it's important for us to hold on to the promises that have been given to you. What has He said He wants to do with your life? What are the things that He's been revealing to you? Hold on to those things. Even if it means you just have a little faith, right? Even faith the size of a mustard seed, God can use and God will use. He understands that sometimes it is hard for us to really believe things and not doubt. But I'm telling you, if we can just begin to nurture that seed of faith, our destinies will be revealed to the world. I truly believe that. And, I really feel like there is a spirit that has been loose to really get people focused on all the negatives. Can we not agree on that? And to move you from a place of having that faith to being in a place of fear. From going to your belief in what God has for you and your belief in the good of humankind, whatever it is, to having doubts. He's good at bringing this question to your mind, right? He did it in the beginning. Did God really say? Did He really say? How many of you can agree that maybe you've been feeling that way lately? This season, God is really asking for your complete trust. He's asking for my complete trust. Stop looking for validation from everywhere else, in people, in certain places, and certain things. Right? Promise that you're not going to live your life remembering consistently your past failures, the disappointments, the things that didn't turn out the way that you hoped, the place that you thought you would be, that maybe you're not there yet. The promises that you thought you would see, but you haven't seen yet. Promise yourself that you're not going to live in the past and that you're going to take steps ahead. Looking forward, because there is no looking back. We have to be ready to move ahead. And I talked about this, here we are at the end of March, and I talked about how I felt like March was getting your marching orders, right? So it's time for us to march ahead, okay? Move ahead, understanding that He has already gone ahead of you. And maybe you're in a place where you just feel like you don't really know what you're supposed to be doing. That's okay. I want you to also make that okay. It's okay to feel that way. I want you to know that God has already invested in you. And you might need to just take a look at what is in your hands right now. What has been placed before you, and begin to steward that thing. What is that? What does that look like for you? To you, it may not seem like it's much. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we have much. But I want to remind you, don't despise the small beginnings. God works in the small beginnings, right? So when I think of this, I'm reminded of the parable of the talents, okay? And it's in the book of Matthew. I would invite you, if you've never heard it, go look it up and go read it for yourself. But it tells of a master who was traveling, and he, before he leaves, he entrusts certain things to his servants, right? He entrusts his wealth. And to one, he gives 5 talents, which that was, in that time, it was a form of money. So he gives 5 to one, he gives 2 to another, and he gives 1 to the last. So 3 people, he divides his wealth up amongst these people. And so with he goes away, and with the servant that was left with 5 talents, they were all expected to be good stewards of what they were given. But the one with 5 doubled his money. The one with 2 doubled his money. And the last one that was given the 1 talent, he went and he buried it. He did nothing with it, right? He buried it. And so when the master returns, he goes to each one to find out how they did, right? And to the first one, he tells him, hey, you were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many. I'm going to put you in charge of a lot more things, right? So he told this to the first 2. And when he came to the last servant, which I hope to never be told in my entire life, is that because you buried it, because you did nothing with it, I'm going to have to label you as wicked. And he was basically thrown out of the master's home, right? So for the Christ follower, we have to keep in mind that we were given a responsibility over certain things. And it's important that we're stewarding them well. What are the giftings that were given to you? What are the people in your life that you can help? What are the talents, the natural abilities, the things that you're just come easy to you? They're just naturally you, right? It's important that you're taking care of those things. And one day, you will have to give an account for everything that was placed in your hands. You and I both are going to be responsible for that. Not your neighbor, not your family member, not your best friend. You're going to stand alone before your Creator, and He's going to say, I gave you all this. What did you do with it? Of course, He knows the answer. But just imagine giving that account. Don't you want to hear, well done? You have been faithful. I want to hear that. So if you're listening to me today and you're really not sure what it is that you've been entrusted with, I want you to start by asking, what have I been given? What's been placed in my hands? Even if it seems like it's the simplest thing. What can I do for somebody else? I also want to invite you to consider, what type of connection do you have with God? Is it a religion? Is it works-based? Or do you have an actual relationship with Him? Do you talk to Him Do you share your love with him? Are you in love with Jesus? It's so important that you have a relationship with God because he desires to communicate with you, and he has so much that he wants to reveal to you, purposes and plans for your life. And the only way that you're going to gain access to that is if you have that relationship. So I want to invite you to consider that everything that you need for your destiny, it starts with believing in what you heard the Lord tell you, walking it out, taking the small steps to steward that thing, right? And to remember that everything that you need is already inside of you. As you grow and develop in your relationship, again, these things are going to continue to be uncovered. There will be things that will come up in your future that you never would have seen yourself doing. You'll look back over your life and say, wow, I've come this far. Because he wants to walk in relationship with you. He wants to communicate each day with you, what your day looks like, what your week looks like. He wants to be your best friend. So everything that you need is inside of you. That's really what I want you to take away from today, is to begin with the small things and just know that your destiny is waiting for you. God promises that if you seek him, you will find him when you go after him with all of your heart. He wants your heart. He doesn't just want what you can do. He's looking for someone who loves him and someone that he can use to get glory from. And he wants to share that glory with you. So I hope that this was an encouragement to you today. That was really my mission and goal for this video. So again, if you're watching for the first time, I want to invite you to consider subscribing. So anytime that I drop a new video, you'll get notified of it. Click that bell notification. And if this really blessed you, also consider liking the video because that helps to spread the word. So that's what I had for you today. I also have a couple of links that I want you to check out in the description. It's a couple of challenges that I put together for you to help you to really grow in your confidence, to grow in who you are, in your identity. So check those challenges out. They're free to use. So check them out, and I will chat with you again here soon. Bye.